All right, really quickly, let's talk about Lala Anthony. Let's talk about Lala Anthony. What exactly does she do? Okay. Anyway, she's giving an advice on the internet right now, and I thought we should talk about it. Okay. And let's go through this real quick exercise. Use it as a warm-up before we get into the Emeka Ike's reaction, wife's and son's reaction from the 2 days. All right. Lala Anthony. We're talking about Lala Anthony in a second. Yeah, it's a video here that we're going to react to. But who is Lala Anthony? We'll talk about that in a second. Let me just play the video and then we'll take it from there.
The craziest place you shot your shot or somebody shot your shot.
I don't believe you still shooting shots, Lala.
I'm very confident.
All right, Nigerian people, you know what shooting your shot means, right? Right? Toasting a man. When is it okay for a woman to toast a man? Is this something you subscribe to? Do you agree with it? Or you're like, nah, we're not gonna do that. Lala Anthony, she's just American, not just American television. She was on Stars Power, right? Power is my favorite show ever. So she was on Power on Stars, 50 cents. But I think she started on TRL back in the days on MTV. Okay. So shooting your shot at a man, is this something, ladies, come to the pulpit for a second. Would you shoot your shot at a man, or you don't think this is necessary ever? Ever? Nigerian woman. African women, I should say, or black women. Well, is she black? I don't think so. I think she's mixed with all kind of Hispanic stuff. Right? So would you shoot your shot? Is this okay? Gentlemen, do you appreciate a woman shooting their shot at you? Would you appreciate if a woman come and toast you? You know? Some people, the only time they've been toasted is after they became superstars, so they don't know what to do with that. They have no idea what to do with that. They lose their mind and they start spending money, yalla, yolo, yalla, yalla. And then they come back 20 years and come and regret it and tell us like, I did this, I did that for my mother, I did that. But, yeah. D-Love says, I will make myself seen and flirt, but won't straight up shoot shots. I like that. Let me see. From my countenance, you will see that I'm interested, but I won't shoot no damn shot. No! Jesus, countenance. Are you expecting men to start reading minds? Is that what you're asking right now? You're asking men to start reading your mind. Well, countenance. You said countenance. Physical, is there a way you pose? Do you put your hands up like this and just stay there like stiff? Or do you like stand to the side? Or do you flip your hair back? And like, what exactly are you doing? What do you mean by countenance? Kilo mean, I'm teaching you. Kilo mean by countenance, right? Make myself seen. I can still see how that can physically work. You can like walk across the room, I guess. You could like stand where you are seen, especially if it's like a social gathering, a social mixer of some sort going on, right? But you said countenance. You know, these days, people interpret things in different ways. So, she says she's Afro-Latina, so she's black. Okay, so she's black. D-Lo says, I'll play with my hair and be like, ha ha ha. Okay, ha ha, play with my ha ha. Wait, I'm trying to picture that. Anyway, D-Lo has never shown us a picture, so we don't know. We can't picture it, right? Anyway, countenance, meaning I will smile, give eye contact. Okay, I like that. That sounds more physical. But let's see. She's giving advice, so let's see. Let's see how she does it. You know, Lala Anthony, it might be a lot easier for, not a lot, you know, I can't say a lot easier, but it might be easy for her because she's a good-looking woman, right? So it might be easy for her. Let me say that, right? Because women don't have to struggle too much if they're good looking to get some attention. But let's see what she says. Let's continue.
If I have to, I will.
I believe people shooting shots.
She said, if I have to, I will.
They do, but I'm just saying, like, it's nothing wrong if a female sees something they like to approach or put something out there. Like sometimes
She's talking. She's talking from two sides of her mouth. She said put something out there, and then she said approach at the same time. All right. When you say approach from where I'm from, that means you're toasting the person. That means you're actually verbally, explicitly shooting your shot. Putting yourself out there sounds more like what D-Love said, or countenance, which is make eye contact, right?
females don't want to do that, and they feel like the guy always has to be the one pursuing. Like it's so.
First of all, it's okay for the guy to pursue, but continue, Auntie.
Okay, sometimes a guy might not think you're interested or whatever, even give him a shot. So
that's his fault. If he doesn't think you're interested, he should still shoot his shot regardless. Okay, but I get it. We're talking about from the standpoint of the woman. You don't want to lose out on something good just because he has a little bit of fear, right? The tricky part about this is always like, if you help him now when he has fear, he's waiting until he's sure that you're interested, right? How long are you going to have to keep doing that? Can this behavior show up in other aspects of life? The answer is yes. But it's not that deep. Let's not overthink it, okay? But it's possible.
So I'm saying there's a certain way you go about it. Just put a little something out there and see what happens.
Okay. So I think this might have been a continuation of the Simone Biles story with what's his name, Jonathan Owens, right? Because apparently she shot her shot, right? And so people are already looking at her sideways, like, you shot your shot. Maybe this guy really doesn't like you like that, right? And they look at the picture and say, looks like she's too excited.
What's a little something from Lala look like? I need to know.
I would just be like, hey, it's really nice to meet you. Like,
It's really nice to meet you. That's not shooting your shot. I guess it's a shot. If a girl tell me it's nice to meet me, that's all I need, personally. Okay, that's all I need. And I will still not consider it toasting, but that's all I need. Let's continue.
it's just how I say it. It's the tone in my voice.
Hey, it's
No,
really
it's
nice.
like,
It's really
hi,
nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Lala. It's really, really nice to meet you.
It's
How
really,
are you?
really,
Like,
really
it's
nice.
really, really nice.
As
to
you
meet
look him up and down, it's
yeah,
really,
it's
really
like
nice.
it's
Really
such
nice.
like it's really, really nice to meet you. And then
She said really, really. Maybe increase the really to about 5 more times. It is really, 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 really nice to meet you. Okay, maybe 3 times is enough, right? Hey, cool mama, hello, welcome. Right? Is it the number of times she said really? She said it's how you say it, right? And then she tried to soften it up a little bit. I don't know. Would you guys buy into this? Would you say it's nice to meet you for someone you're interested in? Ladies, I'm asking you, ladies. Would you say that? Hey, Yvette, good to see you, Yvette. Because some guys find it so difficult to even approach or start the conversation. I know. And I'm conflicted on that, because if a man finds it difficult to approach, how many, like out of every 10 guys, how many guys find it difficult to approach? If it's 9 out of every 10, I'll say you might want to shoot your shot, okay? Because winter is coming. Oh, winter is already here. Right? If it's 2 out of 10 guys that finds it difficult to approach, I bet let him be. You will continue to have to help him. I'm just saying. Just look in your circle. If you notice that it's a consistent thing, and but I think a lot of guys do. They might be intimidated. But such a terrible excuse. Jesus Christ. Learn how to have some confidence, gentlemen. It's not the end of the world if they say no. Anyway, let me finish this.
depending on his review, like, well, it's really nice to meet you too. Then I'm like, all right, we might got something here. Like, you just gotta feel it out. Why are you looking at me
I'm like,
that?
damn.
She's right about you gotta feel it out, right? Some people don't understand what that means. They're like, what do you mean? What is countenance?
The bar is that low. This is a simple greeting.
Is the bar is that low? Jesus Christ. She's interested.
Hi.
Just a little,
Yes. Hi. My name is.
really nice to meet you. No, but I'm saying I have to have an interest, is what I'm saying. So
She's getting to it. Interest. Write that down. Interest. It's a big part of it, all right? Interest. Some people might use it interchangeably with attraction, right? But there has to be some level of interest.
I'm like, okay, let me just see. Or just like conversation, like talking to somebody. It just happens. You just know when it's a.
If it's 9 out of 10 guys that have a difficult time approaching girls, it's not just going to happen. She's saying it just happens because she's probably speaking from a place of privilege, right? She probably has about 5 options, and she chose one of them to go and say, it's really, 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 really nice to meet you, right? All right. It doesn't matter how many options people have. The point here is that if you find something that you're interested in, someone that you're interested in, if you have interest, right, then she's gonna make a point here that I think I want to drive home. Let's continue.
Vibe.
Okay, so what's inappropriate? You at your game. You at a game watching your son play.
Yeah.
Is that inappropriate?
You know what I've realized?
Because your son's balling, you're watching, and somebody in your ear.
No, that.
They're talking about what's inappropriate now, right? If you remember my wife and I's story, the first time I told a snippet of that story, there was somebody that was like, well, you can't just kiss me or something like that. I was like, well, it depends on what you mean. Who are we kissing exactly? Are you reading the room? Are you able to read the room? Are you okay if it's a rejection? If it's an outright you misread the room, are you okay? Do you know how to respond to a situation where you misread the room and there's been an active crisis? Like you kissed the person that you thought were interested, but you were wrong. Like, oh, my bad, right? Do you know how to do that? If you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to do that, if you don't carry a certain level of confidence with you, it might backfire, right? The same event can take on a whole new meaning, right? But if there's interest, that's where she's getting at right now, because this guy just asked, when is it inappropriate? That's what we're getting at right now. When is it ever inappropriate to shoot your shot at a man? And then she's answering with more of interest. Let's keep going.
That would annoy me. But here's the thing, and my cousin Dice and I talk about this all the time.
Salute to Dice.
If you're not interested, it's always inappropriate. So the thing is,
if there's no interest, it's always inappropriate. The same events will take on a whole new meaning just because there's no interest. Okay? So what do you do with that? How do you make sure there's interest? It goes back to the whole discernment thing we were talking about yesterday, right? Right? It goes back to that. It goes back to, how do you get discernment? You have to work on yourself. How do you work on yourself? Well, we're doing it right now. Because this is not the most entertaining show in the world. It's not. Because we're not doing gender warrior here. Right? You plug in on programs like this, you build yourself. You're going to hear some things over time. You're going to create your own rules. And those rules are going to be top 3% skill set in the world. Because most people are right now in the middle of basketballs on the internet. Okay? And that's why they all tend to fail. Okay, let's keep going.
no, it's true. Because look, let me tell you something.
That's true.
You could take two. I could give you a scenario. If you're into somebody, it'll be the greatest thing you've ever heard. If you're not into them or not interested, it's the worst thing you ever heard. So it's all based on your interest.
Yeah.
Because if a guy that
That's why social skills is everything. Emotional intelligence is everything. At the end of the day, all of the logical nonsense will fall in the poto. When people don't feel right around you. Okay? People feeling like they want to be around you is a function, just a function. That's not absolute. A function of your social intelligence. Okay? Everything from the way you carry yourself, your countenance, all the way down to a kicking breath, right? Body odor, right? If people don't want to be around you, everything about you will be offensive. Everything is inappropriate. Let's keep going.
a girl was feeling at a basketball game, is like, yo, I know your son's playing, but maybe after, can we have... You would be so into it. If it's a guy you have no interest in, you would be like, get away from me right now. My son's on the court. So
Got you.
any scenario...
Yes. There's more than enough things around you. It doesn't have to be the sun. It could be anything. There's more than enough negative things around you. You can point fingers out when it just feels wrong. Right? When it just everything is inappropriate. My son is here. Get away from me. Or wait, let me see. Let me make sure my son is good. Hold on right there. Let me, you might. Some girls, some ladies will tell you to hold on. Give me 1 second. Don't leave. They make sure their children is good, and then they'll come back to you, right? Why? Because the interest is there, right? So now we've changed the conversation from you still shoot your shot. When is it appropriate? When is it inappropriate? When there's interest, it's always appropriate. Of course, it depends on so many other things. You need to have some skills too with regards to how do you position yourself? How do you start a conversation without coming off as thirsty? Somebody said there's a difference between hungry and thirsty, right? I was like, oh, I get it. But thirsty is not good. Just think the difference. Just think about thirsty. Being thirsty is not good, right?
It works if you have interest in the person.
Damn, that's a good point. You can be Steph Curry with the shot if the woman is into you.
Yeah.
That's why there could be a lame, rich guy, right? And just because it's rich, it can change everything. It can change the reality of if it's okay, if it's appropriate or not. Of course, those ones will collect later if they don't read that properly. Because in the same token, you can catch lawsuits. Shout out to PDD. Okay.
Wow.
So where's the craziest place you shot your shot or somebody shot your shot?
I don't believe you still shooting shots, Lala.
I'm very confident. If I have to, I will.
I believe people shooting.
All right. So confidence is sexy. If you have confidence, right, most people find that sexy. Most people are interested in getting to know where's that confidence coming from. And your spectrum can go from low to very high when it comes to interest, that person becoming interested in you, right? And it shows in the way you move and everything. With that being said, I still think on a general scale, men should be the one doing the toasting. You can throw him a little bit of bait here and there. If he doesn't catch it, just know that there's only so much you can help him. If you help him right now, you have to keep helping him for the rest of the life of that relationship. It's not sustainable. You will end up resenting that. Okay? But it's okay to help him. Right? Help him. Speaking of helping him, so people are helping me here. I like it. Mofre says, because some guys find it so difficult to even approach or start the conversation. Oh, we already talked about that. Yeah, if you just use your discretion. If you have to help him too much, it's probably a bad idea. This social skill to the film girl says the social skill to read the room is very hard to teach. You get it or you don't.
You get it. If you don't get it, forget about it.
It's very hard. That's why it's very rewarding once you figure it out. That's why it's very, very rewarding. Once you figure it out, you can basically use it over and over and over again, and it will work every single time. But you're right. Let's see. Toby and Tribe says, eye contact is important. If he likes you back, he will keep looking your way. That's a fact. For polarity reason, it might be better if he makes the first move. Yes. Thank you for bringing that word into it, right? Sexual polarity is very important in all of this, and that's what I was trying to say. It's not sustainable over time because of our social construct. If you have to always help him, the man should lead. Okay? You don't have to allow him to lead. He should know how to lead, regardless if you allow him or not. If he doesn't know how to lead, regardless if you allow him or not, be careful with that. Be careful with that. Anyway, let's cover one more story before we get into the reaction. Shout out to Lala. I think there was some good lessons in there. I'll be right back.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.